Hello and welcome to The Truth. I'm Nathan Mathis.
And I'm Eli Alsher.
Well, we're going to go over all the bowl games that were played over the Christmas break, and we'll start off with the BCS Bowls. The Rose Bowl, we had TCU versus Wisconsin. TCU pulled off the upset 21-19. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, I really thought that TCU's defense wasn't going to be able to hold that workhorse of a running back that Wisconsin's got. He's sitting at, 5'11", 250 and runs for 4.4. I mean, that's a hoss.
Yeah, the second string running back, he's 240. The third string is 220. So, I mean, they've got a big running back tandem. And then your whole offensive line, the average Wisconsin offensive line was 6'6", 321. So,
crazy.
Just a massive offense running that power out. But TCU did have the #1 defense in the nation, and they proved it. Well, then you had the Fiesta Bowl, kind of a lopsided game, which we all thought was going to be. You had Oklahoma beating UConn 48-20.
Really, I just didn't think UConn really deserved to be in there.
Well, they're in the BCS qualifying conference, which is the Big East.
Yeah.
The Big East lost a lot of teams, so I don't think it should still be an automatic qualifying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it wasn't even close. Oklahoma put in their backups very early in that game.
Yeah, it was a blowout. UConn played with them early. They played as good as they could, but they just couldn't match Oklahoma's talent. Then the Sugar Bowl, you had a real good game. Ohio State and Arkansas. Ohio State pulled it out 31-26, but we really thought it was going to be a blowout early, and Arkansas came back in the second half and showed it.
I was really hoping that Arkansas would pull that out, being in the SEC, but I really just don't like Ohio State.
28-10 at halftime, and Arkansas outscored them in the second half. And there at the end of the game, we thought that they were going to go ahead and punt them deep, pin them deep, and weren't going to get anything out of it. But Arkansas blocks the punt. Drops a pass. That was the story of the night. Drop passes. Throws a pass across the middle to the fullback. He drops it, and then the next play, round out, throws an interception.
He really had an off game.
Yeah, well, I mean, he made some great passes. The first play should have went for a 45-yard.
Oh yeah,
and the receiver dropped it right across the middle.
Yeah.
You have one guy that dropped two touchdown passes.
Yeah.
So then the Orange Bowl, definitely a lopsided game, but one that we didn't see. We thought this was going to be a real close game. Stanford beat Virginia Tech 40-12.
Yeah. Stanford's quarterback, again, was going to go #1 pick, first round. Just an amazing quarterback in general. He can run, he can throw. And that's a perfect combo for NFL. But he decided he's going to come back for his senior year, which is really surprising to everybody.
Really enjoyed watching the fullback, Marisic.
Oh,
played both ways. Starts fullback and starts middle linebacker.
Yeah.
He had a great game. Shane Scove, the sophomore linebacker, he's an outside linebacker. He showed that he can play in the box, stop the run, and he can drop back into pass coverage and defend the pass. He's a real good athlete.
That's the thing about that. The fullback, it's a rare thing to see a
He's
college.
only one Division I
that's what I'm saying. That is just unbelievable. He's the only one, but that's just unreal because it's so rare to see somebody actually go both ways.
Yeah, he had a great game. Scott had a great game. Stanford just manhandled Virginia Tech from the start. Tyrod Taylor did have one good play where he was flushed out of the pocket, went to the sidelines, and made the cross his body through in the end zone.
Yeah.
But other than that, they pretty much shut him down. Then we had the national championship game. You saw wasn't a high-scoring game we all thought it was going to be. Both defenses showed up and showed that the month that they had to prepare, they used it.
Yeah.
Well, Auburn won 22-19, and defensively, I think Auburn won this game on the defensive line. You had Zach Clayton, Nosa Ikwe, the freshman at defensive end, Nick Farrell at MVP. Yeah. And Josh Bynes at linebacker, Nico Thorpe, Washington, the whole DB corps. They showed up. They gave up some plays, but they didn't break. Oregon, they played great defense too. I'm not taking anything away from them. They shut Cam Newton down, the Heisman Trophy winner. Casey Matthews, he was the star of the game. I mean, he made the play of the game. Or Auburn's going away to put it away, driving down the field. He comes from the backside, chases Cam Newton down, punches the ball out, and Oregon gets to go down the field and tie it up. Yeah. Offensively, I mean, Darren Thomas, the quarterback, he didn't play as well. He played like a sophomore that night. But Michael James had a good game. Jeff Mayo, he had a great game, caught the 2-point conversion to tie the game up. And but Auburn pulled it out. You could tell they were fast, but they couldn't match the SEC speed.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I was really hoping that Oregon pulled this out. I mean it was their first time being in one. I was hoping they're going to pull one out. get them one. Really, I just don't like Auburn at all. But Nick Fairley is a piece of crap to me, just saying. But I was really hoping Michael James would have had a.
Well, he's coming back next year. You got Darren Thomas. He'll be a junior. He'll be coming back. I don't know much about their offensive line, but I mean, you got a lot of these guys coming back, so Oregon should be a good team next year.
Yeah.
Auburn graduating 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen. The only one that's coming back is the tackle from Jefferson.
Yeah, Brandon
Mosley. He's the only one coming back off that offensive line. Quarterback's gone. Fairley's gone. Both of them are leaving early for the draft. They're going to surpass their senior year. I mean, you don't really have a lot of guys coming back off that Auburn team.
Ruben has it. Kyle from Jefferson's going to go on to Auburn to play with his brother, so that'd be a pretty good duo there.
Well, you'll have Justin Curry from Buford.
Yeah.
He'll be stepping into Josh Bynes' spot at the middle linebacker. And you got 2 guys in there at quarterback there, both red shirts. It'll be a toss-up. It'll be kind of interesting to see in the spring who gets to start the job.
Yeah.
But you'll have Ontario McCaleb coming back, number 23. Michael Dyer, the freshman, he had a great season. He'll be coming back. So you got some skilled guys, but you got to fill in the gaps on the offensive line.
I believe Oregon's going to need to send him to get a new quarterback, though, because he's a
sophomore.
He played terrible.
He played good this year. He's young. He played like he was young. He was in a big game.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't do too bad. He'll be back. He'll have more experience. He's not going to be a guy, I think, that's going to leave early to go on the draft. So he'll have 2 more years of experience, it looks like.
Yeah.
As you know, the Liberty Bowl, Georgia got beat 10-6.
Yeah.
Enough said on that. Independence Bowl, Air Force upset Georgia Tech.
Really, I was kind of calling that one though. I was
Yeah,
hoping
I mean,
Air Force would beat them.
I didn't know the Air Force would have, be able to beat them in the long run. Because I mean, if you look before the game, just how much Georgia Tech outsized Air Force, they were huge. But I knew, how disciplined Air Force is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what they go through each and every day, they go to school, do football, and they're in the Air Force.
Yeah.
So I knew that they were going to be real disciplined. They go up against this offense every week in practice, and they showed that they knew what they're doing. They shut Georgia Tech down and just pulled it out there at the end. They were 14-7. They capitalized on some mistakes by Georgia Tech. The 2 fumble punts. They got them down there deep in their own territory and got some points off of it. So.
Showed that the Pirates is the true triple option.
Yeah. So Air Force beat Georgia Tech 14-7, and that was about it. You got anything else?
Oh man.
Alabama dominated.
Oh yeah.
Mississippi State, I will mention that they beat Michigan 52-14 in the Gator Bowl.
That was a pretty lopsided.
Yeah, Michigan State couldn't stand up against Alabama. I think Alabama was still. Even though they had 2-3 losses, I think they were the best team in the SEC. They beat Michigan State, and then only a 1-loss Michigan State team, 49-7, and then Florida pulled out. They had a good game in their bowl, Outback Bowl against Penn State.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we got this week from The Truth. Tune in next week to see what The Truth has in store for you. We'll all be